The following flow has been designed to help you relax, unwind, and let go. It can be used in the middle of the day to help get a little bit of an energetic boost for the rest of the day, or maybe at the end of the day so you're able to sleep through the night more soundly. I hope you enjoy the flow. Corpse pose is a posture that's great for relaxing at the end of a long day, or maybe in the middle of your day. If we're practicing on the floor versus on our bed, it's a great idea to fold a blanket to allow some cushioning for the spine. Additionally, elevating the back a little bit higher than your tailbone will help with opening up the lower back a little further. Also, taking a rolled blanket and placing it under the backs of your knees will allow the hamstring to not have to extend as far as it would otherwise, and this will prevent pulling on the lower back. So taking one blanket under the knees, if you'd like, one for your back, we'll gently lower ourselves down onto the supportive spine cushion. And then if we find that our chin is lifted higher than our forehead, we can simply alter the blanket by flipping it around and creating a nice little pillow for the head so that our chin and forehead are level with one another. This will open up the back of the neck. Taking our arms down by our side, we'll turn our palms towards the ceiling to allow the shoulders to drop open, creating more space for the heart. Good, more space for the shoulders, and then allowing the feet to drop open will allow for a little bit more circulation to occur in our hip joints and across the front of the pelvis. Once we're here, we'll inhale big. And as we exhale, allow that belly to come back down and in. Inhale nice and big. And exhale, relax. Good. We'll go ahead and continue breathing while we're in this position. And if it's possible to inhale and exhale your breath through your nose, this will help us relax a little bit further. Nice. Starting with the eyes and making our way to the toes. See if you can inhale into the eyes, the nose, the face, the lips, the jaw, the tongue. And then exhale, relax the entire face. See if you can inhale into the neck, the shoulders, the heart, the rib cage. And exhale, relax the chest. See if you can inhale into your lower back, your hips, the front of the pelvis. And exhale. And then inhale into the hips, the legs, the knees, the ankles, and the feet. Exhale, relaxing all these areas. If we feel like we would like to stay here longer, breathe and relax. Feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. If we're ready to come out, we'll wiggle our fingers and toes, roll the wrists and ankles, and rock the arms and legs. And then pull the knees up into the chest. Good. Roll to one side. Stretch the top leg out nice and long and come into a comfortable seated position. Before we move on to reclined one leg hip rotation, we'll move the blankets out of the way. If you need a little bit of extra cushioning, feel free to open up one of these blankets as broad as you need to support the back. We're moving on to one leg hip rotation. For this posture, we'll come down onto our back. Extend our left leg nice and long. And then bring the knee, the right knee, so that it's directly over the right hip. We're going to inhale, circle the hip down and around. Good. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Good. Inhale down, exhale up. We can bring our hands to help guide the thigh if we want. Good. And we'll do one more circle for about 5. And then once we get to that last one, we'll pause and we'll do 5 in the other direction. And that's 2, 3, 4, and our last one, 5. Nice job. Taking the right foot to the ground, slide the leg flat, bring the left knee up, and here we go. Making a nice circle with the left knee. Exhale. Inhale. Hey, Kipsy. Once we get to our last one, we'll go ahead and switch directions. So in doing this, we're allowing lubrication of the hip. Good, creating more fluid flow to the tissue of the glute and the pelvic bowl. And this can help alleviate some tension that has accumulated in our lower back and in our hip from a long day of sitting. Nice. Once we're done, we can pull both knees into the chest, roll to the side, and gently come up into a seated position. We'll be moving into reclined tree pose. Reclined tree pose is really good for helping open up the hip, releasing some lower back, and just being able to relax after a long day. So taking a folded blanket or a pillow is helpful, particularly if our knee is not going to make it all the way down to the ground comfortably. We can support the thigh and the knee, plug the foot in towards the left leg, and then as we inhale big, go ahead and exhale. Allow the femur and the knee to rest heavy on the bolster. Inhale big into the left leg. And as you exhale, push through the left heel, push the left leg down into the ground. Good. Inhale big into the shoulders. Exhale, pull the shoulders back and broad, shoulder blades hugging in to the back. Good. Inhale big. And again, exhale, releasing both legs down towards the ground so we can increase circulation in the pelvic bowl. Good. 2 more breaths here. Beautiful work. Now we can stay here longer if that would be advantageous for us. However, we'll just move on. Right leg comes straight. Left foot now is pulling up. And then as we exhale and release the left knee down to the left side, good. We can inhale big. Exhale, dropping that left knee and thigh down. Good. Inhale into the right leg. Exhale, flex the right toes back. Push the right leg down into the earth. Good. Inhale big into the front of the chest. Exhale, allow the shoulders to drop broad back and open. Beautiful. Inhale big. Exhale, weight in both legs to increase the stretch across the front of the pelvic bowl, increase circulation to your lower back. Good, one more big breath in, and we exhale long. Nice reclined tree poses. All right, let's stretch that left leg nice and long. From a reclined position, we can use this posture to our advantage to allow us to do a twisting posture to release the spine, open the hip. Pulling the knee up towards the torso, in this case the right knee, we'll take the opposite hand, my left hand, onto the right knee, inhale big, and then exhale, pull the knee across the body in the opposite direction. Perfect. Inhale, bring it back. Now as a counterbalance, we can take our opposite hand out to the side. Exhale, rolling. Good, and then inhale back. So we're going to do that a few times to help open up the hip, make our back comfortable, and only go as far as it feels correct for our body. Always a stretch, never a strain. Once you get to a good place and you're feeling all right, you can take a pillow or a blanket, place that down on the ground or maybe on your bed, wherever you are, and drop the knee to that pillow or blanket. But again, only a stretch, never a strain. Breathing here, we can relax the thigh down as we release the tissue from the outside of the hip, come into a little bit of a twist for the back, and create more space in our shoulder. Breathing here. One more breath in. Good, inhale, bring that knee all the way back up, and exhale, release the leg to the ground. Pulling the left knee up, or whatever knee would be opposite for you, you can remove or move the bolster or blanket to the opposite side, hand to the knee, and we exhale, pull it across the body. Good, and bring it back up. Nice. Go ahead and pull it across again. Bring it back up. Good. And again, as many times as we need to help wake up that spine, release the tissue on the outer hip, and once you get to a point where you're comfortable, you can take the knee down. Good. And breathe here. Now, what if your back shoulder is really popped up off the ground? You can stuff a little pillow or blanket behind that shoulder as well, and this will help the tissue release around the shoulder girdle. When you're ready, inhale, bring it all the way back. Nice job. Both legs to the ground. And then you can just breathe and be here for as long as you'd like. From a reclined posture, we're going to go ahead and move into pose, good for opening up the outside of the hip. A lot of us know this as figure 4 stretch. To begin, we'll slide our left foot back towards the body, and then take the right shin, cross it over on top of your left thigh bone. Ready? Inhale, push off with that left foot. Interlace the fingers on the belly of the left thigh, and then exhale, hug both legs down in towards the torso. With my right elbow, I can push to the inside of the left thigh. Nice. And then as the right elbow pushes into that left thigh, inhale big, Exhale, pull the right thigh in towards the right elbow, creating more extension in the hip. Good. While we're breathing here, we can bring more life into the right and left foot by taking the toes back and flexing the feet. Good. Pushing through the heels. Nice. And engaging a little bit more in the legs so we can get a deeper stretch across those hips. One more big breath in. Beautiful. And exhale, release the grip, uncross the legs, maybe stretch them long, and just give a little bit of a rocking motion to both of the femurs. Sliding the feet back up towards the body, we'll cross the left foot on top of the right, push off with our right foot, and interweave the fingers on the belly of the right thigh. Inhaling big here. We exhale and push the left thigh into the left elbow. Good, creating good contact between them both, pushing into one another. We inhale big into the ankles and feet. Exhale, flex the feet back, push through the heels. Notice how this broadens the shoulders as well. One more big breath in. Beautiful work. And exhale, coming out of that posture. Rocking our knees back and forth. We'll take the knees all the way over to one side. Stretch the leg nice and long and come up into a comfortable seated posture. From a comfortable seated position, we're going to go into a reclined posture that is wonderful for opening up the throat, the back of the neck, and the shoulders. With this pose, we want to be careful if we are experiencing high blood pressure or we're experiencing anxiety. Take the incline really low and gradually work it up as the body can endure it, as the body feels okay with it. So I am taking this posture in a supported way. I've folded a blanket that is as wide, if not wider than my hips, coming down onto my back. I will now take this support and place it under the hips so that I'm comfortable. The top of the blanket is at the top of my iliac crest, or the very top. Sometimes we refer to these as our hips, so that the lower back feels supported. Leaving the feet on the ground and the knees bent. Good. We can then extend the arms nice and long, palms to the sky, and maybe tuck our shoulder blades in a little bit so that we can remain broad across the front of the heart. Good, and relaxed in the throat. Now, if you find that this position with the hips elevated is causing too much agitation of the heart, too much anxiety, your breath is shortening, take the blanket or the pillow away. It's too much. However, if we're feeling good, and maybe we want to take the hips a little higher, that's okay as well. Breathing here, we'll inhale big, letting the forehead become broad. And as we exhale, relax the backs of the eyes. Inhale big into the jaw and tongue. Exhale, relaxing the jaw, the tongue. Inhale into the front of the throat and the chest. Exhale, relax the front of the throat and chest. Good. Inhale big into the shoulders and heart. Exhale, relaxing the shoulders, back, and the heart. Inhale into the arms and the feet. Exhale, relax the arms and the feet. Good, continuing to breathe and be here as long as we'd like. Good, and if you'd like to remain here longer, feel free to do so. To come out of the posture, we'll pressure in the feet, lift the hips, slide the blanket or bolster out. Drop the knees to one side. Good, and we can push ourselves up to a seated posture and move on with our day. Happy baby pose is a wonderful way to open up the lower back, decompress the spine, and open up the hips. It's a very simple pose to do. We simply come down onto our backs. Good. Take the knees into the chest and gently rock back and forth, just to make sure that the lower back is okay with this posture at this point. From here, we'll take our shins to the sky and our hands to the inside of the knees. Holding on to our big toes, we can push the feet up towards the ceiling. You can rock a little bit too. And keeping the arms straight, pull the arms down towards the earth so that the outer corners of your shoulders tack down towards the earth. In drawing the shoulders down and broad, this helps increase circulation across the front of the chest and around the heart. Additionally, if we push up with our feet while pulling the arms down, we're going to broaden the space across the sacrum and lower back so that we can increase circulation to those areas as well. Finding this posture, we can breathe. Good. Stay here for maybe a few more breaths or as long as you need. And then when you're ready, release the feet, bring the hands back to the heart. You can stretch the legs nice and long and simply rock the feet back and forth, allowing for some rotation of the femur heads and the hip sockets. Good. To just flush that area out. A pose that is often used in yoga to help alleviate gas and also open the lower back is wind relieving pose. We do this by taking the knees into the chest and placing one hand on top of each knee, the very top of the shins. As we exhale, we compress the thighs down in towards the chest, up towards their respective shoulders, and feel the tailbone lengthening across the lower back to open up the lower back. Good. Inhale, bring the knees away. And then exhale again. Take the knees down into the chest. Good. We'll do that again. Inhale, knees away. And exhale. Now this time, as the knees come down, push those shin bones up onto the palms of your hands and draw the palms of the hands down towards the torso. In doing this, we'll create more space in the lower back. Get a little more circulation going on now around the sacrum, around the tailbone. Good, and we'll do 2 more breathing, wind relieving poses. Inhaling up. Exhale, draw it down, and it's the last one. Inhale up, exhale, draw it down. Good. We can continue working with that pose for as long as we'd like. And when we're done, taking the legs long and gently rocking the legs back and forth to feel the difference that we've created in our lower backs. Legs up the wall pose or legs up a chair pose is a wonderful way to lower our blood pressure, lower our anxiety, increase the length of our spine, increase the length of the neck. That being said, we want to be careful with these postures if we're experiencing any pressure behind the eyes, any heavy congestion of the sinuses, or any high blood pressure. So with that in mind, we'll go ahead and set up a chair if you'd like to do legs up a chair pose, and bring ourselves down to the ground. Once we're comfortably on the ground, we can swing our legs up onto the chair, get your face licked by a dog, and then relax down into the back. Resting here with the weight of the femurs dropping into the pelvis is going to stimulate a little bit of a release across the lower back, which will then spread up into the mid and upper back. Nice. And also stimulate the nervous system in a way that causes it to relax. If we're comfortable with having our legs on a chair and we'd like to take this further, we can either extend the legs, good, all the way up, or perhaps we turn the chair around so we can rest the heels on the back of the chair. This will increase the amount of fluid that is flowing down in towards the torso and increase the amount of weight that is falling into the lower back. Good. Finding the position that works for us and breathing here. Good, we can stay here as long as we would like. If it's possible to be here for 3 minutes, that's ideal. But when we've had enough or we find that the feet are getting a little tingly from lack of circulation, that's a good time to say that's enough for today. And we can find that each time we come back to the pose, we're able to stay in it a little bit longer. Taking the knees into the chest. Good, we'll roll to one side. Stretching the leg nice and long. Coming up into a comfortable seated position. Thank you for joining me in this flow. I hope that each posture was explained clearly. If you have any comments or requests, reach out at any time. And if you'd like to subscribe or like, please do so. Thank you.